Now that you know the basics of how the stock exchange works, it's time to talk to you about Arya and how Arya will help you invest in the financial markets, whether you are a beginner or very active on the financial markets. Before going into detail about Arya, it's helpful to first overview Arya in order to understand how it works and its various features. This will be the goal of this video. In the coming modules, we will explain in detail how you can use Arya, covering how it works and the features that will help you invest calmly and confidently. The first thing to remember is that Arya will adapt to you. Arya adapts to your level of trading as you are in control. If you are a novice trader, Arya will help you invest confidently, helping you identify the direction of the trend, as well as establishing rules and parameters which will protect your capital, minimize risk, and maximize your chances of making money with your trades. How? From the moment you configure the settings, Arya takes care of everything else, calculating and executing whatever you have asked it to calculate and execute. All you have to do is let Arya act on the markets. By paying careful attention to the coming modules, you will increase the probability of making money on the stock exchange thanks to these rules. If you already invest in the financial markets and you want to progress and increase your gains, Arya is also there to help. Arya will help you reduce the impact of your emotions, establishing protective and gains management rules to increase your profitability. But that's not all. Since Arya automatically calculates and executes an entire series of activities in your stead, Arya helps you increase your time-to-money ratio. In other words, you can reduce the time spent on trading while increasing your gains. In less than around 10 minutes per day, you can activate Arya and leave it to act on the financial markets, safe in the knowledge that your capital is being managed correctly to protect your capital and secure your gains. This is what we will look at in the coming modules of this training. Always keep in mind that Arya is there for you to simplify trading, reduce risk, and maximize your gains. Arya will adjust to market conditions to increase the probability of winning with your trades. Arya will protect your capital at all times and limit losses at all costs. Arya calculates and executes, in your stead, our trading rules such as the take profit or the protective stop loss. Arya automatically manages your trades. It will open, track, and close your positions automatically. Arya then helps you maximize your time, reducing the trading time while increasing the gains. We will give an overview of Arya so you can understand how it works. There are 3 simple, quick, and efficient steps for getting started with Arya. I'm not going to go into details in this video, as that is the objective of the coming modules. I will show you how Arya works generally. Don't be afraid if it seems complicated. We'll look at things in more detail in the coming modules. It's very straightforward. Here I have chosen a financial asset which I am going to use Arya to trade. Once you have activated Arya, which you can see with the red box, the first step is to understand the asset's trend to determine if the market is in an upward or downward trend or in a range. Arya has an analysis template which helps you to understand the asset's movements. This analysis template covers technical indicators such as the trend direction to understand the daily underlying trend, pivot points, which are technical levels that the market will attempt to touch, a moving average of 50 periods for determining the trend, a box for viewing the highest and lowest point of the day, a gauge which shows the shape of the candlestick of the current session. Based on these factors, you can predict what the future direction of the financial asset will be. You can predict if it will increase, decrease, or remain stable. Since you are in control, your first decision is therefore to determine the direction. You will tell Arya if you think the price will increase or decrease. Careful! If you are unsure or if you cannot read the market, you are under no obligation to trade or activate Arya. You can, of course, not get involved in the market. Keep in mind that not trading is also trading, waiting for the right time to invest. When I look at the financial asset I have selected, the technical indicators show that the trend is an upward trend. When I activate Arya, I will tell it to buy. You have just completed the first step. The next module helps you understand and use technical indicators optimally to determine the future trend of the assets. Using these indicators, Arya already helps you to quickly understand market conditions without spending hours on it. This is the basis for your trading success. Once the first step is complete, we will move on to the second step. Once you have determined the direction which Arya must respect, Arya will ask you to specify your money management rules. Here, you will determine your level of risk, which Arya must respect. First of all, you must tell Arya what the risk per trade is, in other words, the amount of capital you are prepared to put at risk. You can be cautious, allocating 0.125%, or a bit more aggressive, allocating 0.5% or 0.75% at your convenience. The risk level should adjust to market conditions. If you are a stock exchange beginner, do not be too greedy. Your priority is, first and foremost, to learn how to make money. You should therefore be cautious and make winning trades. Of course, if you wish, you can then be more aggressive with your positions. At this stage, you must determine the maximum loss you are prepared to accept. This parameter is without doubt one of the most important protective Arya rules. With Arya, it is impossible to lose 50% or 75% on a trade with this rule, which makes you more sustainable in the markets. Warning: if you use Arya on 15 financial assets at the same time, you are not controlling what you are doing and you risk losing more. In the coming modules, you will learn to intelligently control Arya, specializing in and trading in only one or two assets. This is one of the keys to success on the stock exchange. You must then determine the maximum daily gains, in other words, the return you are aiming for. Once again, you can be aggressive and aim for 5% gains, or be a bit more conservative and aim for 1% gains during the day. It is important to know that traders who last are traders that get regular results over time. Instead of aiming for 5% performance, aim for regularity at 1%. You will see that the impact on your capital will be greater in the medium term. The last important indicator for this second step is the number of consecutive losses. Imagine you told Arya to buy, but Arya is tending to decrease. You can tell Arya to stop trading after a certain number of consecutive losses in order to limit losses. This rule can help you if you are unsure of the future direction of the price. If you are unsure which direction the price will take, you can tell Arya to stop trading after 3 losing trades. If you are more confident, you can increase to 5 or even 10. At stage 2, determine the guideline which Arya must follow when it trades for you. Once you have configured these money management rules, you can move on to the third step to set your trade management rules. At stage 3, the goal is to set the rules for your trades, which Arya must respect. The first rule, your stop loss and protective stop, is important. Arya will automatically place a stop loss to limit your losses. If the market is going in the wrong direction, Arya will automatically close the position to limit losses. Here, you can determine the position of your stop, whether it is quite tight or broad. We are going to look at the right settings in detail in the next module. Arya then asks you for the profit factor, which is the level of gains you are aiming for per trade. We recommend you set it at 2 to begin with. This means that if you invest 1% of your capital, Arya will try and make it 2%. It's up to you to determine a profit level which is suited to the markets. Do not aim for performance, but instead maximize your chances of succeeding with your trades. In this example, we are going to set it at 2. The last important setting in step 3 is the trailing mode. This is an option allowing you to move your protective stop loss according to the price in order to reduce losses and secure your gains. If you are a beginner, we do not recommend you use this before first properly mastering Arya. This is a parameter you can then use to maximize your gains. To finish, you have secondary parameters which you can use to control Arya. You can determine when Arya must act on the financial markets. These are all rules which will help you improve your mastery of Arya to maximize your gains. When you have finished configuring Arya, your role is then to allow Arya to trade for you on the financial markets. Click on OK. Let's see what happens. At that point, we can see that Arya is activated and we see that several things have happened on the chart. First of all, you have an initial green line at this level, which allows you to make a CO, or a conditional order, which is simply a future order, meaning that if the prices ever exceed this zone again, your buy trade will automatically trigger. We do not have a position at the moment. Arya has simply placed an order. We have favored an upward direction, considering that the trend is heading up over the unit of time selected, in this case, the Dow Jones over 1 hour. As soon as the price is reached, the CO will trigger. Then you just have this red line, which is the position of the stop loss. In other words, as soon as the position is activated, if of course it is activated, the stop loss with the trailing mode, the protective stop will increase if the price increases, which will allow you to lower your risk, or even completely cancel the losing position if the price continues to increase. This is for a protective stop, which follows conditions, so there will not necessarily be any direction. This stop loss can be modified. In other words, here I had put it at XXL, but we can put it at M for a minute and click OK again. At that point, you see that the protective stop will automatically be changed, which makes it possible, before taking a position, to adjust your protective stop based on the levels you have decided to trade, especially the technical analysis factor. On the one hand, this allows for a position stop loss and also a take profit, as we saw, and you either already have the limit order or the sale order has already been placed. In this way, if prices increase, you do not even need to close your position yourself. Arya really takes care of everything. In this way, you can play with the parameters and especially the use of protective stops, as we just saw. Here, you can clearly see we have a future order, a position stop loss. If the price continues to increase, you have your stop loss, which will automatically increase up to the point where you opened your position. In this way, you will not lose money on this position if the stop returns to the original price. We have reached the end of this Arya overview, showing you how Arya works and the main features. As you have seen, Arya is extremely easy to use and includes rules that protect your capital, increasing your chances of making winning trades, which will probably cause you to make money in the medium and long term. Arya is your assistant and helps you trade on the financial markets. It reduces the stress we can experience when investing money because we are afraid of losing it, and we don't really have any rules, especially protective rules. This helps you identify realistic targets for success with your trades. It also saves you time, because after a few days you will need less than 5 minutes to activate Arya. You look at the trend. You launch Arya, specifying the rules to be followed. Arya trades for you for the rest of the day. You only need to monitor it once or twice a day for a few seconds. Nothing more. Controlling Arya is therefore very easy. The aim of the coming modules of the training will be to show you how to efficiently control Arya as you find out how to configure each rule properly. You will see that we explain each parameter in detail with illustrations and live examples. You can very easily train yourself by following the content of the coming modules in order to properly master Arya and make your first gains with automated trading. See you in the coming modules.